Welcome to the Mojo Mundi podcast, where it's all about magic, manifesting, and movement. I'm Ginny Watts, the Dancing Witch, and this is Vibrational Medicine. I am always excited to connect with someone whose living path dovetails with my own spiritual journey. I recently sat down with my friend, Florence Guest, and encountered just such a connection. Florence and I share many similar explorations, and we have arrived in a similar place, the power of world dance and world music as spiritual practice. At the same time, those explorations and arrivals are unique, reflecting our particular vibrations. For those of you who know me and my living path, I think you will recognize some of the synchronies between Florence and me. For those of you who are new to us both, enjoy the rich knowledge and gentle wisdom of Florence. I would love to hear a little bit about your spiritual path. So how you
came to where I am
to
now.
where you are now.
Yeah, so grew up in Chicago. My parents were Jewish, but their Jewishness was a cultural thing. And so mostly they were atheists, but also Jewish because they lived through World War II and identified as Jewish. And they also didn't really care much what I was doing. So as I grew up, again in Chicago, I went to this church and this temple and that. I never went to the mosque, but I went to the Buddhist temple, and I sat with the Reform Jews and the more Orthodox Jews. I just sat with everybody to see what felt right. And when I was around 22, 23, I found Unity, the Unity Church. And this is interesting. It's still Christianity, but it's mystical. It is, there was something about it. And it was feeding me very deeply. And then when I knew I was moving to Bozeman, I saw that there was a Unity Church here. And the interesting thing about that is that it had no minister. At the time, it was a lay ministry. So anyone in the congregation could do the Sunday talk. And I did a few of those, and that was interesting. But before that, I was a mystical child. I lived on the 10th floor of an apartment building looking at the Lake Michigan, and the park. And I knew that God was all of it. God was every tree and every blade of grass and the movement of the lake. I knew this, and I just had to find other people who knew this. Unity Church was okay for a while, but I don't like the whole trapping of church. And then a man named Eric Waldman started doing these dances, the dances of universal peace. And we were in the same room that Unity met. And we danced once a week because there was a hunger for it. And we got to sing the sacred phrases from Christianity and Judaism and Islam. And we did pagan dances and Buddhist and Hindu dances. And we honored them all equally as the truth. And it was so beautiful to be singing and doing these body prayers and honoring all the paths. So I'd found my people. And then I learned more that the dances of universal peace came from the American Sufism movement. And so I started studying more about the Sufis, and particularly Hazrat Inayat Khan, who brought Sufism from India to the West, to the United States, and his American disciples. So the dances came about in the end of the 1960s, Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco, dancing with the hippies. So a man named Samuel Lewis took initiation with Inayat Khan, who had come from India. He took this initiation, and Inayat Khan died in the 40s. He died young. But Samuel Lewis just kept the teachings alive and had quite a few, initiates, not disciples. And these dances just started coming through him, starting with probably Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. He created probably 5 or so different Ram Nam dances. And he couldn't sing, he couldn't hold a tune, and it didn't matter. He studied with Ruth St. Denis, who was a mystical dancer.
Yes.
Who would embody Athena or Diana, the different goddesses. He studied with her just to make sure he was kind of on the right path. And these circle dances just started coming through then. So it's been over 50 years. We did a 50-year anniversary. It's on YouTube. 50th anniversary of the Dances of Universal Peace, and people all over the world were dancing to the same dance. And it's a montage of video of people all over the world doing the same dance. Wow. Yeah. I came to the dances in the 90s, and it just felt like this is exactly what I had been looking for all my life. I've been playing the guitar since I was 10. I've been searching for a spiritual home. I had studied Buddhism and Taoism and Christianity and Judaism. I studied them all, and no one of them was satisfactory to me. But putting them all together and saying, oh, these are all true. There's just different paths up the mountain, and they'll all get you there. And I wanted to honor them all. So the dances of universal peace, to me, are vibrational medicine. We're creating a mandala of peace, because we're singing together, we're in harmony together. A woman who came to the dance for the first time on Sunday saying it's just so beautiful to see people concentrated for 2 hours on being kind to each other.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I think of it as, we're pulling down vibrations, and we're singing about love, peace, beauty, harmony, trust, acceptance, kindness, and those vibrations, and sending them out to the world. We're anchoring them and sending them out to the world. I don't know what else to do in this crazy world that we're living in right now, except this.
Yeah.
This is all I can, this is my ministry, this is all I can think of to do, is to anchor peace.
Early in her story, Florence weaves in the term mystic. This is a powerful and integral concept and title in the conversation of spiritual seeking. When she and I were first considering recording our conversation, we were excited to find that our love of the mystic and how we perceive the name of mystic were a perfect overlay, one to the other. And Florence's view of the mystic is flavored by her singular sacred path. Would you talk a little bit more about kind of your definition of mystics?
Right, yeah. So the mystic, I'll talk about Sufi mysticism. The Sufi mystic, they're called the dervish. And you might have heard of the whirling dervishes who were disciples of Rumi. But not all came through Rumi. So the dervish is the one who sits or stands on the doorsill between this world and that world. And the turning is about grasping something from that world, call it love or tenderness or peace or harmony, alchemizing it in your own heart and sending it out to the world. And so they're like this, with one hand up and one hand down, and they're turning. They're turning like the universe, right? Universe means all one turning. So the mystic is one who has a direct relationship with whatever you want to call God. Call it Great Spirit, divinity, the mystery, the lover. There's a lot of different words for God. And the mystic finds a direct relationship and doesn't need to go through an intermediary.
Not only do Florence and I recognize world music and dance as spiritual practice, we also have a shared understanding about the vibrational nature of words, song, rhythm, movement, objects, thoughts, feelings, and ourselves. We know that the frequency of a word, a thought, a song, a dance can shift our environment, our experience, ourselves, and these vibrations not only connect us to deity, but they also are co-creative energy. I invite you to connect with your own resonance as Florence shares the practices of Zikr and Wazifa to demonstrate vibrational medicine.
The word Zikr means remembrance, and it's it's an Arabic word. Most of the Sufis use Arabic as their sacred language because they came out of Islam. And most Sufis around the world identify as Muslim. Here in the United States, we do things a little differently. We'll identify as anything, but mostly Sufi. So it means remembrance, and it's remembering where we came from and why we're here, and that there is nothing except for God. And many Muslims do a Zikr practice quietly in their own home. And they don't sing, they don't chant, they're just repeating phrases in their head as a practice. But there's also community Zikr. And the main phrase is La ilaha illallah. So the name of God is Allah. And my understanding of Allah, al means everything. La means nothing. Nothing meaning no thing. So we live in a world of thingness, and the other world is that world of no thingness. And Allah is all of it. All of it. So la ilaha means there is nothing, except for Allah. And Allah is all of it. Now, most Muslims would disagree with me, saying, oh no, this is just a declaration of monotheism. There is no God except for my God, who I call Allah, and there's no other God. The Sufis move above that, saying, no, there's just nothing but God. You can call God by whatever name you want. There is nothing but God. The next thing that we need to remember is that God is love. Ishq Allah, Mabud Lillah. I know 30 dances with that phrase. Ishq Allah, God is love. Ishq is a very particular type of love. It is the love that is like gravity or electromagnetism. It is the love that holds all of the atoms together. It is the love that holds the planets in their course around the sun. It is everywhere, and God is that. Mabud means the lover. Lila is the beloved. So God is the love, the lover, and the beloved. It's all God. And so when we do Zikr, we're remembering that. We're remembering that.
Will you say the phrase again?
Ishq Allah Mabud Lillah. Ishq Allah Mabud Lillah. You will not find the word ishq in most Arabic dictionaries. It is particularly a Sufi word for love. There are other words for love in Arabic. And another practice is called Wazifa practice, the 99 beautiful names of God, right? And so there are many names of God. 99 is just a beautiful term. And Wazifa practice is to chant these names because they are a vibrational medicine. We live in a vibrational universe. Einstein taught us that. And words have power. And the wazifas are chanted all over the world all the time when you want to anchor a particular vibration in yourself or in the community. And that brings me back to the dances. I had a realization as I was writing my notes for this, that what we do with the dances is what the dervish is doing. We are pulling down from that love, anchoring in our hearts and in this community of lovers and into the world.
And what you say when you say anchoring in this community, you are using your hand, your finger to draw a circle.
So the dances are done in a circle, and we're creating a mandala of the whole circle moving together to the right, to the left, in and out, turning, facing a partner and then the next partner. So that we're anchoring these sacred phrases, the wazifas or other sacred phrases, in our hearts, but also in this circle, and thus into the world. And we do a Buddhist blessing at the end of the evening to actually send the energy out into the world. So it just came to me that we're doing as a community what the dervish does in their life, just pulling things in and anchoring it in. A woman the other night said, this fills me. This fills me up so I can go through the rest of my day in the next 3 weeks, or whatever. We meet once a month. She comes to get filled up. I go on retreat so I can get filled up and then come back and do my ministry. That's what retreat is for.
Yeah. And I think it also shifts each individual's vibration. So I come in one state, and I leave in another. Not only filled, but actually changed at the subatomic.
Yes, vibrational medicine.
Vibrational,
It
exactly.
is a medicine. And we very intentionally, before we start dancing, walk counterclockwise together as a group, which is to let go of the day, let go of the week. We're dancing on Sunday, and to unwind. We are very intentionally unwinding so that we can be present in this moment, allow that shift to happen so that you can go back out into the world.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit more about filling up.
Yes,
because
please.
that's this horizontalness and verticalness.
Yes.
So many people are trying to fill themselves up with food, with music, with this relationship, with the news, whatever it is they're trying to get from outside in this horizontal way. And the Sufis and the Buddhists teach you to sit and fill yourself vertically with these chants, with this vibration. You can mantra, you can use whatever it is that you want, but you're filling yourself this way so that you don't have to do it this way.
Fill vertically so you don't have to fill horizontally.
Yeah, and it's a secret. It's one of those mystical secrets that you can really, really fill yourself up with these words, with these very powerful, powerful words.
Vibrations.
Vibrational
Yes.
medicine. We have a book called Physicians of the Heart, which is all about the wazifas and their medicine.
Of what God is.
And it gives you agency. It gives you sovereignty.
Yes.
I don't need any of that.
Right.
Horizontal. I don't need any of that because it's as close as my breath. If I'm going to do wazifa on the breath, say I'm working with Ya Wadud. Ya Wadud is God as the lover. This is God's love for me. Ya Wadud. I can breathe that in to a 4 count. And on the exhale, I can have Wadud radiate in every single cell of my body. I can do that for 10 minutes. Just bringing Wadud in right through my nostrils and energizing. We have particular wazifas for when you're not well, So Shafi is the healer and Kafi is the remedy. We don't know what that remedy is. We don't know what the best remedy is, but if we're doing Shafi on the inhale and Kafi on the exhale, it comes.
Yes.
Because we're calling on the healing vibration of God and whatever remedy is best in that moment that God knows.
Right. And then there's the connection with the horizontal, because we are still living in the horizontal world.
Right.
Right. So,
And so that remedy might come to me from a song that I hear on the radio, or a
Yes.
friend saying something to me,
Yes.
or the next meal that I eat might be particularly
Yes.
nourishing.
tea or the flower you
Yes.
smell or
Yeah,
the bird
or
song you hear.
absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
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 And I can take that in my breath because God is everywhere.
God is everywhere.
Again, God is everywhere. I can take that in from the words of my friend because God is speaking through them. Mm-hmm. And I am hearing through God too. It's just how beautiful.
Yeah, we call it the spirit of guidance.
Yeah.
It can be from anywhere.
Anywhere. That allows you to communicate. That's so amazing.
We did a dance, the earth is our mother, so a Native American chant, and we're saying her sacred ground we walk upon with every step we take. And it's an attitude of your hands behind your back and your head slightly bowed, looking at your feet, doing the toe first and then the heel, and being respectful of. And that is, I have seen so many powwows. I've been to many powwows seeing so many people do exactly that, with the hand behind the back and just looking, and it's not cultural appropriation. We've given permission to do these dances in this way. It's an honoring of that.
And with each, I'm glad you brought that up, because with each prayer, I'm going to call it, the music and the dance and the chant, each prayer, you talk about the origins. You talk about the language, you talk about the culture, and even though there are people there that have been with you for years and years and years, I love that and that's how we move beyond that cultural appropriation. It's not that you aren't allowed to do other people's movements, because that would be impossible, because those movements belong to everyone.
Yes.
But it's that you acknowledge this is the inspiration, this is the gift from this culture to us tonight. This
We
prayer,
get to feel this in our bodies because it's been gifted to us from that culture.
exactly. And that the prayers get to belong to everyone.
Yeah. I want to talk just a little bit more about weaving.
Yes.
And it's more a Michael Meade thing, but it is, the world that we know is unraveling. We are living in the time of unraveling. And so we don't have the generations of teachings anymore. It's just fallen away.
Yes.
It is unraveling. So our work is to find our own inner genius, our deep soul, and weave the next world.
Yeah.
That's the work right now. Find what is my thread, what is my contribution as we weave together a new world.
I am right there with you. And that, I think that's the image that I have in my head of now all of these individual paths.
Yes.
These mystical paths. And yet we are coming together and we are weaving and we are exchanging, and that is the new way that is the new shape and form of prayer and reverence in physical form. And it's different than what our ancestors had, because it's a different world.
It's a different world. That world is really gone.
Mm-hmm. As is a part of the circle, the birthing and existing and dying and decomposing and birthing again.
Rebirth,
Yeah.
collapse, and renewal.
Collapse and renewal, end, beginning, end, beginning, beginning, end,
Right.
beginning, end.
Right, yeah, creation is ongoing. It didn't happen back then, and it's set in stone. Creation is in every moment.
Oh,
And
because
so we are co-creators in every moment. We get to create something new.
exactly. And that is creator. A part of creator is endings and beginnings. A part of creator is the contrast, the discomfort, the thing we don't want in order to know the thing we do want. It's because Allah, God is all.
God is all.
All things.
Yeah, and cosmos comes from chaos.
Yes.
And we're in that chaos space. We are in a space of chaos, and that is the ground from which cosmos, order, a new weaving, comes from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where does vibrational medicine arise in your life? Where are you able to access the myriad sources of resonance to shift energy in each moment? If you are uncertain how to connect with vibrational medicine, or you would like to find the sources that resonate best for you, I am holding a dedicated space just for you to find your unique ways of aligning with the cosmic heartbeat. Connect with me to ignite your inner wisdom and light the way forward on your living path. You can reach me via my website or email, or on Facebook or Instagram at Caravan of Dreams MT. Our music is used by permission of the artist, Sean Phoenix. Thank you, Sean. And thank you to Bozeman Public Library for the Workbench Sound Studio located in beautiful downtown Bozeman, Montana. If you would like to learn more about allowing and how to find your unique style of manifesting, please visit my website, caravanofdreamsmt.com, or email me at dancingwitchmt@gmail.com. This is Ginny Watts, the Dancing Witch. Till next time, blessed be.